Nice. Hey, Councilwoman, you see Hector?
Lieutenant Lewis, can you?
You guys ready?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey.
It is 6 o'clock, so the work session for Mayor and Council for April 17th is called to order. Our mission statement is as follows. It is the mission of the City of Forest Park to enhance, strengthen, and grow our city by collaborating with our community to provide the highest level of service, striving to be recognized as a diverse community that values and respects all members. We will strive to provide fair, professional, and courteous service through transparency and open communication. As we work to achieve this mission, we will have integrity beyond reproach while employing fiscal discipline and innovation. In this work, there are no praises and raises for mediocrity. Ms. White, can we have a roll call, please?
Roll call for April 17th, work session. Councilmember James.
Present.
Councilmember Anton.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Councilmember Gutierrez.
Present.
Councilmember Aiken Wells. Councilmember Mears.
Here.
Mayor and council, you have a quorum.
Thank you so much. Dr. Cooper, you have the floor for your city manager's report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. For community information, Tuesday, April 18th is the special election runoff voting day in Clayton County. The polls are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Photo ID is required. On election day, you go to your assigned polling location, and if you need assistance locating that polling location, you can visit mvp.sos.ga.gov and go express your right to vote. And this runoff is for the position of Clayton County Sheriff. On Thursday, April 20th, 2023 at 5 p.m., Councilwoman Kimberly James will be hosting her monthly Ward 1 meeting at the Hartsfield Community Center, 696 Main Street, Forest Park, Georgia. On April 21st, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., the City of Forest Park Recreation and Leisure Department, in partnership with our Senior Panthers in Action, presents the Senior Prom with a Western theme at 696 Main Street. For more information, you can contact Council Aide Tanisha Dixon at tdixon@forestparkga.gov or Senior Center Coordinator Maya Williams at mwilliams@forestparkga.gov. On April 22nd, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. along Hendricks Drive from Connolly to Main Street, the Forest Park Fire Department, in collaboration with the American Red Cross, will be hosting the National Sound the Alarm campaign. The campaign will be installing free smoke detectors in homes along the route. Training will be held at the Forest Park Baptist Church located at 634 Main Street. And immediately following the training, volunteers will head over to Hendricks Drive to install the fire alarms. There's no advanced setup for this event. It's just a strict canvassing campaign. On April 29th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., the City of Forest Park and Lifelink of Georgia presents a health and wellness festival at Star Park, 5031 Park Avenue, Forest Park, Georgia, and all ages are welcome here. Under city operations, on April 7th, Deputy Chief Sandra Johnson, Captain Kayla Gant, and myself met with the supervisor, the union rep, and the postal workers of the Forest Park Postal Office to address their safety concerns on their routes. It was reported at our last council meeting that there were 2 robberies of workers which occurred in areas of unincorporated Forest Park. However, we have committed that the Forest Park Police Department will have special patrols pay special attention to postal workers on their routes. DC Johnson gave a talk about what they are to do if they are approached on their route and information that could be helpful to the department in catching the perpetrators. And we are also committed to facilitating the conversation with the Clayton County Police Department. Next, a partial road closure on both northbound and southbound Park Avenue between Forest Parkway and Georgia Avenue will be taking place from April 17th through July 28th, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., weather permitting. The city of Forest Park is conducting work on the inside of the Forest Park Recreation Center and moving heavy equipment near the east side of the building. So we will have detour signs installed around the immediate area prior to and for the duration of the closure. The municipal court citations issued by PD, code enforcement, and others had represented Forest Park City Hall as the court's address or the court's location. This has been addressed and updated to reflect the correct address of 320 Cash Memorial Boulevard. Under our employee spotlight, I'd like to give a thank you and a huge shout out to our Public Works own Daryl Carter, who dressed up as our very own Easter Bunny for the Food Truck Friday Easter egg hunt. So thank you, Mr. Carter, for everything you do. And those are some pictures there. I know he was hot in that, but he did it. And the last thing I have is we have introduction of new staff members within our police department. Captain Gant, I think, yes.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
So first we have Moriel Hadi. He is actually a resident from Forest Park.
Hey,
Right. Joshua Peterson, he used to be a correctional officer in the state of South Carolina. Channing Green, he also just moved here from California. And Ashara Reed, she has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Valdosta. And recruit Josie he's already here. He just came to support.
Thank you, Captain Gant. That's my report, Mayor.
Thank you so much. Item 1, our fiscal year 2022-2023 third year quarter financial report. Background and history. Presentation of the City of Forest Park's third quarter financial report for fiscal year 2022 through 2023 for review and discussion.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is our third quarter report for 22-23. Okay, sorry about that. Is that better? Okay. Here's our 22-23 third quarter report for April 17th, 2023. The total projected revenues were $34.6 million. We've actually collected $22.2 million of that projection. We usually get a windfall the last quarter of each year, so I wouldn't be afraid to say that we would meet that goal, if not exceed it. Each department, as you can see, is spending according to plan, a little bit under. And again, this is based on spending trends. The first quarter, if we pull those record back, we'll notice that we expended a bunch. And then we'll expend more in the fourth quarter of this fiscal year. The item that's glaring is the fleet services. As I always explain, that we have to do a reallocation of funds based on department and their spending habits as it relates to fleet. And that's my report for third quarter. Any questions?
All right,
Comments?
Councilwoman James, any questions or comments? Councilman Antoine,
Thank you for the work that you do, you and your staff.
Councilman Gutierrez, Councilwoman Wells,
Thank
and Councilman Mears. Okay, thank you. Item 2, discussion on an agreement between the City of Forest Park and the Clayton County Public Schools on Red Speed System revenue sharing. Background and history. On May 6th of 2019, the governing body approved Resolution 19-10 to execute the agreement with Red Speed. The revenues generated by the system, excluding Red Speed's monthly fees and any fees associated with the electronic processing of violations, are wired to the City of Forest Park on or about the 15th of the calendar day of the month. Per the 2018 Georgia Code, Title 40, Motor Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 14, Use of Speed Detection Devices and Red Light Cameras, Article 2, Section 40-14-18. speed detection devices states in part that the money collected and remitted shall only be used by such governing body to fund local law enforcement or public safety initiatives. It was stated that there was a verbal agreement between both the chief of police with Clayton County Public Schools and the city of Forest Park at the time that 5% of annual Red Speed revenues would be appropriated from the city of Forest Park to the Clayton County Public School to help fund law enforcement and public safety initiatives. Since no written agreement could be found between the city of Forest Park and the Clayton County Schools designating these terms, the city manager is seeking the council's direction on how they wish to proceed with this matter. Dr. Cooper, is there anything you want to add before I open it up?
No, ma'am.
Councilwoman James, questions or comments?
I would be in agreements with the verbal agreement of the 5% and more if the council so choose.
Thank you. Councilman Antoine.
I agree with that.
Councilman Gutierrez.
We don't have a choice. They sent Victoria Williams to strong arm us. She's looking at me, so yes, I support this.
Councilwoman Wells
No, I don't have any.
and Councilman Mears.
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Since we do have a representative from the school board present, Ms. Williams, would you like to add anything?
How's everybody doing?
That's,
I would like to add that it would be used to help with the crossing guards, because the company we currently use doesn't have enough that we need, and they keep sending out people that's not working. We would like to hire our own crossing guards to make sure the kids getting from school safely. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Item 3, discussion and approval for funding of specified events, background and history. It was discussed that the governing body would like to fund certain events that had not been funded in the fiscal year 2022 through 2023 budget. The total appropriation needing to be identified is $14,500. The events to be funded are as follows. Line item 100-20-1110-52-3913 special events, Friday nights, Fun Fridays, for the amount of $4,500. Line item 100-20-1110-52-3927, Food Truck Fridays, the amount of $2,000. Line item 100-20-1110-52-3929, Asian Heritage Month event for $8,000. The city manager is seeking direction and/or approval to identify available funding within the fiscal year 2022-2023 budget and reallocate the same to fund these respective events. Dr. Cooper, anything you want to add before I open it up?
No, ma'am.
Councilwoman James.
Yes, Madam Mayor, I'll just say that one of the reasons why some of these funds were taken out of the budget was some of the comments that we received from the public about funds being used to promote individuals. So I would just make sure that we do have that in place so that if the city is going to fund these events, that it will be promoted as a city event and not as an individual person.
All right, thank you. Councilman Antoine.
okay, so I'm looking at this. I have two things that I would like to share. I think we ought to do better than this, guys. Reason being is if my last name, guys, was not Antoine, it'll be helping people. The city here, my colleagues voted for 2 equipment from the fire department, a water buffalo and a fire truck to be given to Sister City in Haiti. Haiti has a population of 12 million people, a little bigger than Georgia. And that 12 million people, I say there's 5 fire trucks in the whole country. Forest Park alone has more than 5 fire trucks, and Forest Park got a population of 19,000 people. It's sitting right in the back in the fire department collecting dust while people in Haiti can't even get a fire truck. If I'm gonna support this, I'm gonna need you guys to support shipping what you all voted for to send to these people. And secondly, and to put back on what we originally had, which was the Sister City program, which it was consisted of 3 countries, not just Haiti. That's what we ought to do if we're gonna do the right thing. Thank you.
Councilman Gutierrez.
Yeah, I'm just happy that we are bringing this back up. Our events bring the community out and they give us, a time to bond outside. For a lot of our people, that's, the only time they get to go out. They don't really have a transportation to get into the city or to go to other spaces. They get to walk to our park and enjoy a good time and, get to meet the police officers, their fire department, their city employees and us. It's a great time to talk to them and get ideas. So I hope that, we can support this.
Councilman Wells.
Yes, I would like to piggyback up on what Councilman Gutierrez said. It's all about the community. And I'm not, trying to negotiate what our community wants as well as what our community needs. If you feel like this is what the community deserves, you'll support it. If you don't, then you won't. And I also say it's not about an individual name being on anything, because if you look around, state of Georgia, United States, elected officials promote events that they initiate. So it's not about promoting or voting for Councilwoman Wells to have an event, because Councilwoman Wells do it for her community. And so that's what it is, and that's what it's about. So I'm glad to see it on here. I appreciate you, Mayor, for getting it back on the agenda. But again, it's about the people, the community. I will be okay. I know we voted on the fire trucks, but I'm not negotiating what our residents deserve here and what residents deserve in another country, because I work for the residents here. That's all I have. Thank you.
Councilman Mears.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I'm good.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I am, so this is on the agenda largely because I recognize that there are sometimes in these positions where compromise is key. And I had to go to members of my governing body and really humble myself because there are some things that I really wanted, in which I opened up the conversation with, it's not fair for me to ask of something that I wholeheartedly believe in and not willing to extend and reciprocate that same respect. And so in that conversation, it was a simple ask, which was having this placed back on the agenda for the council to vote for. And as we go through the events and the initiatives that we put forward, it's considering the project from start to finish. And so we did agree to the fire trucks being sent to Haiti, but we did not consider the initial cost associated with sending the equipment over. And so I know there have been different nonprofits that have been identified to try to aid with the cost. I would just encourage the council and the legislative body as a totality to seek alternative measures to aid in some of the expenses, which would include like helping get the trucks over there. And that is something, wait, let me finish. And that is something that I think is a reasonable request. And then whatever to help offset any costs that we may experience.
Mayor.
Yes, sir, state your point.
Thank you. So the city manager did do the research and he did find a budget to send the fire trucks,
Dr. Cooper?
which was the $30,000 a company.
No,
agreed.
we didn't find the money. I told you that was the cost. to
Yes.
send. Yeah,
That's what
we
we're
didn't
talking.
find any money in the budget to do that.
No, I didn't say that we found any
Oh,
money.
okay.
I said that the city manager did the research where you found the budget, which was $30,000.
That's what would be needed to ship them over to, well, let me put it this way. That was the minimum that would have been needed to ship them over. Yes.
I just want to say one more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I'm all about supporting sister cities and all that, but the residents here come before anything. And if we sitting here negotiating a Fun Friday event or Asian Heritage Month event for the residents of Forest Park, something that they want, something that our community needs, and you're saying that you won't support that unless the city, the taxpayers, pay $30,000 to get a truck to another country.
That
I
was not
just want you to
stated.
make
Nope.
it make sense.
Nope, that was not stated.
It was.
Okay, thank you both for your comments. Item 4, Council confirmation of the police chief candidate. I would like to ask for a motion to enter into an executive session for personnel, litigation, real estate, and legal matters before we proceed with item number 4.
So move.
Councilman Antoine, is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilwoman Wells, any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we shall return.
Oh, did you tell? Didn't tell him?
I think Mike went to go get him.
Mike went.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn the executive session and reconvene into our work session? That's Councilwoman Wells. Is there
I'll
a second?
second.
That was Councilwoman James. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. Trying to think where we're at. Is there a motion to adjourn the work session?
So moved.
That was Councilwoman Wells. Is there a second?
Yes, sir.
That was Councilman Mears. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. It is 7:05. And the regular session for mayor and council for for April 17th is called to order. And our mission statement is as follows. It is the mission of the city of Forest Park to enhance, strengthen, and grow our city by collaborating with our community to provide the highest level of service, striving to be recognized as a diverse community that values and respects all members. We will strive to provide fair, professional, and courteous service through transparency and open communication. As we work to achieve this mission, we will have integrity beyond reproach while employing fiscal discipline and innovation. In this work, there are no raises and praises for mediocrity. The roll call. Dr. Curry, Dr. Miller. You may come to the podium, ma'am. All those who are able to stand, can you please do so and then remain standing throughout the Pledge of Allegiance? Oh, yeah. Invocation, please.
Would you bow your heads, please? Father, we come before you right now just to say thank you, Lord God, for bringing us once again into these hallowed halls, Lord God. Father, we don't take this business lightly, and we ask, oh Lord God, that you would look upon those whom you have called to serve, Father. Bless them, endow them, Lord God, with wisdom, understanding, and compassion, Lord God, as they endeavor to lead the people of this city and the citizens of this city, and to be a blessing to this county. Send your angels, Lord God, to watch over them, to watch over all those that reside in the city of Forest Park and in the county of Clayton. These are all blessings we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. White, roll call, please.
Good evening. Roll call for Monday, April 17th, regular council meeting. Councilmember James. She's present.
Oh, she stepped out.
Yeah. Councilmember Anton.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Councilmember Gutierrez. Councilmember Aiken-Wells.
Here.
Councilmember Mears.
Here.
Mayor and council, you have a quorum.
All right, thank you. And let's see, public comments. And per our charter, 3 minutes is allotted per speaker, and we have 4 that have signed up. And we will start with Ms. Falami.
Come in this evening saying greetings. I stand before you from the perspective of the concerned citizen. First and most, they wanted me to say on behalf of the citizen, they would like to thank the Forest Park PD for under the administration of a deputy that risen up to occasion when we had lost a chief. That's what's said on that end. Secondly, we want to congratulate the candidate who's now official in a moment to become our new chief and to allow him to know we will be here to aid him in the capacity that he may need. And hopefully we can all work together so it can be a comfort zone for unity. I definitely want to thank the men in black in these uniforms right now for continue to come to the council meeting to see firsthand of what goes on in our city. Many of these officers and workers doesn't reside here, but they come back to the city. I rode through the city the weekend. They was at an event that was hosted by my city council, and they was in a flop. And just imagine what you could be doing with your own immediate family on the weekend. So I give you all kudos and thank you for carrying. And I'm looking for greater things. Of course, this year I'm not coaching because I sit on boards and my board is in a crush right now. We have a lot of things that we are taking care of. I sit on committees, advisory boards, and we got a lot of things going on. But I promise you, I'm still a part of Forest Park Leisure volleyball team, and they are doing amazing. So I even got the note that the PD played volleyball, got whipped, something terrible. So they even asked me, where were you? And because I sit on boards and we had things going on, I apologize, but I will be there Wednesday. And hopefully you can see the difference. And saying that, it's time for us to put away childish ways. It's time for us to become about our Father's business. We are missing so many bulldogs because we can't pay attention to our own feelings and our own emotions to put them aside to conduct business. We live in the largest city. We are under the administration of a tier 1 county. Each of us up there has the power to contact your commissioners, contact all your colleagues to say, hey, what can we do collectively to move our city and county from a tier 1? Can we at least get to a 2? Can we stop beating down on each other and pull each other up? I won't go into the sidetrack thing because I'm keeping my eye on that little clock over there. I got 13 minutes. I'm going to use every minute of it.
Second.
Madam Chair, I was here talking. Don't distract. You're going to have to roll that clock back. Point of order. Have a good day.
Thank you. Carl Evans, sir, you have the podium.
Good evening, everyone.
Even
I'm concerned about our infrastructure. We're talking about spending money for this or that and the other. And our roads and stuff is just in horrible shape. I mean, we've got roads sections of roadways that's got probably 20-foot section of them need to be dug up and redone. And we can't even get that done. And that takes money. And I know that as good as our public works department is, if they had the funding available, they would have that taken care of. And also this debacle on Main Street. I don't know who designed this mess, but it is horrible. Those doggone medians that's put into place in there are going to cause accidents because there's no way trucks can get through there. And I would hate to see a fire truck have to come down through there as narrow those roads are. They're barely big enough for a car. And then you get that also when they put in the curbing there, the roadway, that Main Street near Phillips there at the cemetery floods now because there's no drain in place for that. And it's just, I don't know, it was horrible. I mean, I don't know who designed that and who approved the design, but somebody needs to go back and relook at that before we have some problems. And also nothing is being done about these speed bumps I talked about earlier. I mean, they're still sitting in there with no markings on them and things like that. And still, like I said, they're in the wrong place in the first place. I mean, the people are still speeding. We had an incident yesterday where there was an Escalade that went up and down our street at least double the speed limit and turned and went down another street and went flying by at the same speed. And when we called it in, it happened to be about 10 minutes to 7. So it was right at shift change. And it was 20 minutes after 7 for an officer rolled through the neighborhood to even look. So something has got to be done to protect. And every neighborhood is having the same problem. Every neighborhood. We need to work on safety to protect our citizens. We've got senior citizens and disabled people and children out there. Somebody's going to get killed if something doesn't happen soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ms. Davis.
Good evening, everyone. And I First of all, I wanted to say how wonderful it is. I've been away for a while and to see my city council working in such a professional manner. So I don't know if others have stepped forward to say it is just good to see how you run through an agenda and get so much done. The other thing is each time I come, I always have an agenda item that can be an expense. And I have to say that I agree wholeheartedly with my councilwoman that we must take care of home first. That's even a principle in my life. So since I have been pushing the sister cities, I wanted to step forward to say I will support 2 city members to represent the city and travel this summer to plan for a future opportunity and also commit to raising the funds so that the sister city account will have external contributions. So that way it reframes, I think, that opportunity, both what the city might contribute to others, the many ways it will benefit. Wow, I still, this is like a time warp. Did I use it all or did they just wish it again? But in any event, it will be an amazing opportunity for the city. And my suggestion is that, yes, we table it. We take 2 representatives as we had a representative come. And then we plan for a future trip that the residents of Forest Park might also be able to participate in. So that's all I had to say.
All right, thank you so much. Jay Evans.
Good evening.
Mayor and city council member, city manager, city attorney. Uh-oh, I pulled it out. Okay, there you go. Basically, I want to make an announcement. I've left a flyer that's going to be given to my city council person, Mr. Antoine, on this Saturday. The finest police officers and everything, Forest Park finest. This Saturday, American Red Cross, ARC, will be in Forest Park giving away smoke detectors to people who do not have them. And ones that do have them, they will be checking, so they'll check for the batteries, and they will also replace them if needed. It is no cost. Just want everybody to know.
Good work.
Thank you.
Thank
do it.
you. Okay, governing body, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve tonight's agenda with the following addition. To add item 4, council authorization of the mayor to execute a settlement agreement for the collections to deter litigation. Is there a motion on this item? To add, oh, I'm sorry. Item 5.
So move.
That was Councilman Antoine.
Second.
Councilman Gutierrez made the second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. All right,
Mayor?
thank you. That was unanimous.
Point of order.
Yes, sir.
I make a motion that I move that we amend the motion to authorize $30,000 to be used to ship a surplus fire equipment to assisted cities in Haiti.
All right, there is a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Can Ms. Davis help us raise money?
I'll second because I want to talk about it.
All right, there is a second. Any further discussion?
Yes.
Wait, let me go down that. Okay. Councilwoman James, Councilman Antoine,
No.
Councilman Gutierrez.
Ms. Davis, I know you mentioned some helping for funding for these things. I don't know if you're familiar with the situation, but we donated a ambulance and a water buffalo to our sister city in Haiti. And at some point, we did have some momentum from some of the nonprofits that wanted to, help us fund this endeavor. I don't know if you had any connections with that, but just throwing it out there since I know you're very well known.
So I am aware of the contribution of the trucks and also aware of the need for the additional resources. And what I am committing to do in the sister city context is raise the money in the event that the city does not allocate it, so that the city remains true to the residents, and together we can seek, identify, and fund. So absolutely, those trucks need to go. And I respect Councilman Antoine's desire to get it done now because it's been a holdover. But
Thank you.
All right, Councilwoman Wells.
I know we're supposed to direct our questions to you, so
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
gonna talk to you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna talk through you. I just want to understand how you fight, and I promise you, I'm not against the sister city. Felicia, you know, she's one of my favorite residents. She lives in my ward, and I support anything that she does because I know she's genuine. But I just want to know, how do you support and fight more for another country? We know you're from one of these countries, and we appreciate you being here. But the citizens of Forest Park are who you work for. And if you can vote to turn down a couple of $1,000s to have an event, because at this point, if it passes, it passes. If it don't, it don't. Because I'm just tired of it, for real. You come and ask the city to pay $30,000 to ship trucks over to another country, but you voted to get rid of events for the people that you serve because my name was affiliated with it. I just want you to make it make sense, Mayor. I just want you to make it make sense. How do you fight harder for another country than you do for the residents that voted you in, the residents that you work for? And you want to sit up here and negotiate with other council members about paying $30,000 to send a truck that don't even work to another country. Make it make sense, Mayor Butler.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna allow Councilman Antoine to respond as soon as we get through with Councilman Mears, if he then has any questions or comments.
I got one. I agree with Wells to a point, which is rare, but I feel like that we have compassion for these foreign countries, and what he's doing is fine. But I think that Forest Park has got needs of its own right here at home, and we do represent Forest Park, and we need charity begins at home. That's all I got to say. Charity and hard work belongs at home. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilman Antoine, would you respond?
Yes, first of all, those that don't know, Forest Park is in partnership with Sister Cities International. Sister Cities International was not founded by Mr. Antoine. It was founded by President Eisenhower in the 1950s. That's President Eisenhower. And his goal was to get cities in America to partner up with Cities International. That's where the concept came from. Back in 2018, the city of Forest Park voted unanimously to be part of that city, to be part of that sister city. We partner up with one country, and that's Haiti. All right. From there, we've been partnering up, sending book bags, helping kids go back to school, making a difference. After that, we all voted for a fire in a Water Buffalo. Water Buffalo is about 1985. Fire truck was built in 1985. It's collecting dust. It can't be sold, but it does work. Fire chief is right there. So this is something that was voted on to give to people. And 2-3 years later, fire truck is sitting back there. My whole thing is the same wall we all could agree, right? Like, I owe you a car. I say, hey, Pastor, I'm gonna give you a car. You'd be like, thank you. And the only thing that I have to do is find my way to the mailbox or the post office or somewhere to ship the car. But every time I'm too busy, or there's other things that I'm doing to send or to mail the car to the pastor. So that's the issue. It's not because I don't support Forest Park. I'm one of the longest serving council members here. I've done a lot. That's why this is my third term getting elected. So it's not, I don't help my community. I am the type of person that take my shirt off my back to give it to anybody here. And those that's in my ward, you guys know that. That's why you guys support me. Now, I don't mind supporting your events. That's what's the issue here. It's a division. Oh, it's like kids. Oh, you won't support me, then I won't support you. I'm not saying that. I'm a grown man. Helping people is my business. Whatever it is, I would help. But you gotta be fair. You have equipment that's sitting out there, and you have a population of 12 million people larger than the state of Georgia. There's only 5 fire trucks that's been given to go over there. And we're here making ways where we can't find ways to send this. And we donate it to them. Now, if the country could afford it, they would have sent help to go get the fire trucks. Because again, there's only 5 fire trucks in the whole country of 12 million people. That's more than Georgia. Forest Park got 19,000 people, and there's more fire trucks in this city alone. That's what I'm saying. I will support these events, but you got to do the right thing and support what you guys donated and support what you supported, which is the Sister City Initiative. I'm not asking for more. Just stop wasting time. It's 3-4 years ago you guys voted on this. Let's get to work.
Well, let me just say this, because I don't want to prolong this much longer.
Thank you.
There's a way to go about anything you want to accomplish. And unfortunately, the way in which you presented this item this evening may be counter to what it is you truly desire. And I want that to always be in the forefront of when we want to get something done and how we want to work together. There was not an issue with supporting sister cities. There was not an issue per se with sending the equipment to Haiti. But when we look at what it is we're trying to accomplish, we have to look at everything. And unfortunately, one of the things that was omitted was the additional costs that's associated with sending items to another country. And in particularly, there was some issue with the conflict that was going on in Haiti and the delivery of this is before the equipment. There was a lot of questions about where it was going, et cetera. So I don't want this to be one against the other when there's good in everything, but the manner in which it's being brought forth, I do think is counter again to what it is you're trying to do. And so this is something we definitely can continue the conversation on. And there is a motion, there was a second on it for the council to vote, but we also do need to make sure that we are being proactive in what it is we want and how to bring in funding to accomplish what it is we want. I've said it once before, and I'll say it again. Government is not the end all be all. This is a community. We all play a role. And if it's something that we want, then just like when the events were canceled, there was funds raised so the events could continue. And so just as with this, let's also continue to raise funds or seek ways to raise funds to get the items sent to Haiti. And so I know, Councilwoman, there's something you wanted to add, but I'll ask that you hold it so we can move forward with the agenda. Thank you. Oh, so there, I'm going to vote on the addition of item number 6, which was to approve $30,000 to ship the fire trucks to Haiti, right? And the fire equipment to Haiti. Councilwoman James.
And this is a vote just to add it to the agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, that was Councilwoman James. Councilman Antoine.
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez. To add it to the agenda, and then we'll vote on it.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wells.
Yes.
And Councilman Mears. Yes, thank you. Approval of the minutes. Council approval.
Madam Mayor, point of order.
Yes, ma'am.
Wasn't there an additional item? to
No,
add to
not
the
right now.
agenda?
We got to go back into executive session. Yes. Didn't I did that already? Didn't I already add the settlement? Yeah.
Sorry.
Ma'am, I get confused easily. Okay. Approval of the minutes, council approval of the council work session and regular meeting minutes from April 3rd. Has everyone had the opportunity to review? And if so, are there any changes to be recommended?
No, ma'am.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the minutes as is?
So moved.
That was Councilman Antoine. Is there a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Wells, any further discussion? Councilwoman James?
Yes.
Councilman Antoine?
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez? Councilwoman Wells?
Yes.
And Councilman Mears?
Yes.
Thank you. Item 2, discussion on an agreement between the City of Forest Park and Clayton County Public Schools on the Red Speed System revenue sharing. Is there a motion to approve this item?
Yes, Mayor, make a motion that we approve agenda item number 2.
That was Councilman Antoine. Is there a second?
I'll second.
That was Councilwoman James. Any further discussion?
Just a point of clarity.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
this for a 5%?
Oh, yes. The 5%. Councilwoman James?
Yes.
Councilman Antoine?
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez? Councilwoman Wells?
Yes.
And Councilman Mears?
Yes.
Thank you. Council approval for funding of specified events. Is there a motion to approve this item?
So moved.
That was Councilwoman Wells. Is there a second? 3, the events. Pay attention.
Move. Yeah.
Any further, that was Councilman Gutierrez. Any further discussion? Coun-
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
Just want to make sure that we are following the guidelines as far as promotion of city-funded events, so that I don't get any more calls about events that the city is promoting individuals.
Yes, ma'am. That's noted. Councilwoman James,
Yes.
Councilman Antoine,
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wells, and Councilman Mears. Thank you. Item 4, council confirmation of the police chief candidate. Is there a motion to confirm the nomination of the police chief? Well, I'm trying to get it right. And for the mayor to sign the employment contract for said candidate.
So moved.
Yes, Councilman.
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? Councilwoman James?
Yes.
Councilman Antoine?
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wells?
Yes.
And Councilman Mears?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Madam Mayor, just for full accuracy, that can you announce the name of the nominee?
Oh, Brandon Chris. Item 5. Council authorization of the mayor to execute a settlement agreement for the collection center litigation. Is there a motion to approve this item?
So moved, Mayor.
That's Councilman Antoine. Is there a second? That's Councilwoman Wells. Any discussion? Councilwoman James?
Yes.
Councilman Antoine?
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez? Councilwoman Wells?
Yes.
And Councilman Mears?
Yes.
Thank you. Item 6. Is there a motion to approve $30,000 to fund the shipment of the fire equipment to Haiti?
Make a motion that we approve this.
That was Councilman Antoine. Is there a second? Not hearing anything, that motion dies for a lack of a second. Is there a motion to recess the regular meeting and enter into executive session for personnel, litigation, and real estate matters?
So moved.
Madam Mayor.
Wait, I'm sorry. Oh, yes, closing comments. I'm sorry. Can you withdraw that motion, please, sir?
Yes,
All right,
ma'am. I
thank
make
you,
a motion.
Councilwoman James.
So again, thanks everyone for coming out. I want to say congratulations to our incoming chief. There he is back there in case y'all don't know. Congratulations. We had some great candidates and we have a great person that we have selected. So we're excited about that. I want to remind everyone that Thursday is my monthly board meeting. It will be at 696 Main Street and also will be streaming live on Zoom. If you're not able to make it in person, you'll hear from different directors giving different things of what's going on in our city. I encourage you to be out there. We will also have a couple members of our community that is doing development. So the gentleman that's building the townhomes on Main Street will be there to give renderings of the new townhomes that's going to be coming to Forest Park. And then there's another gentleman that I invited that He hasn't confirmed yet, but we're hoping that he'll be there as well. So we'll have some dinner for you. So come on out to 696 Main Street. And if you can't make it, just go online. I do want to address some of the things that are happening within our city. I know that it looks like Main Street is tore up right now from the floor up. But you have to understand that we have additional cones out there that keep the streets a little bit narrower than they would be when the cones are done. And once the construction is done, I know that it looks messy right now, but I know that the design and the Main Street project that we have, we want our Main Street to be livable, walkable. We want an entertainment district. We want outdoor eating. We want to have our community walking. So we don't necessarily want the big trucks coming down Main Street. So that is part of the process that we're going through in changing the look of Main Street. So bear with us. I'm happy about the speed bumps that we do have in our city. It is slowing down the traffic, even though some people are trying to go faster, but it is slowing down the traffic. Anytime there's change, there's always resistance to change. And we're not going to get everything right, but we are trying our best to serve our community. We're trying our best to make sure our community is safe. Our streets are safe for our kids. When we get the people walking about and doing different things, and we get the nice places in Forest Park where they can walk and enjoy Forest Park, we want our speed bumps. So we're not going to remove any speed bumps. That's not going to happen. Now we can look to see if there's reflectors or other things like that we can put up there so people can see it. But there's signs. And if you're going the speed limit, you really, when you hit the speed bump, it won't tear up your truck if you're going the speed limit. The reason that those speed bumps were placed in those places, they were not just arbitrarily placed in those places. They were placed in those places after doing a traffic study to see how fast the cars were going on those streets. So those speed bumps are warranted. So please just bear with us and allow the process that we're going through. Just know that we are not just doing things to make your life miserable. We're trying to improve our community. So again, thank you all so much for coming out. We appreciate you, and we hope we're serving you well. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilman Antoine.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, beautiful people. I want to give huge shout out to our new police chief, Mr. Chris. Ward 2, I'm talking about you. It's about you right now, you, the citizens of Ward 2. And make sure that we have a community meeting with our chief. Ward 2, we will be having back our neighborhood watch. Chief confirmed that in the police academy that we talked about. And we will be meeting with the chief one-on-one. I want to give a big shout out to also Miss Evans with the smoke detector. I'll be working with you too, because we know we lost a life a few years back because of a fire detector. A family of 5 passed away because of fire detector. That's a real big deal to my heart, because I've been doing that too, but I'll join with you, Ms. Evans. And I encourage all residents, not just Ward 2. Look, if it's something that you have a good idea to bring up, you do that. Us right here, we don't know it all. We haven't arrived. It's you guys that make us better. Besides that, thank you guys for your patience here. Thank you guys and my colleagues. You guys are the best. God bless you guys. And remember, the Booz Antoine what? Loves you guys. Welcome.
Councilman Gutierrez.
Hello, everybody. Beautiful to see everybody here. Shout out to our school board member for coming out. Thank you, Ms. Williams. Shout out to our commissioner, Dr. Anderson. We see you in the front. Thank you for coming out. Congratulations to Chief Chris. I love that smile, and I can't wait to see that, around our city. So keep smiling. Shout out to the new recruits. Welcome. And even the recruit that came with the recruits. Shout out to you for supporting your buddies. Also shout out to Miss Davis, Miss Falami, Mr. Evans. I really appreciate y'all. Sometimes I get on Nextdoor and just Facebook, and there's so much toxicity out there. There's people, that are just complaining about the air, anything that they can find. But I appreciate y'all being about it and coming in here and, you know, holding people accountable and saying what we need, how we can change it, you know, engaging that conversation, because that's what we're here for. We don't have eyes everywhere. So it starts here with you all. So thank you for coming out. I respect you for coming here and just standing up there and saying what you got to say. It takes everybody. I appreciate, you know, the media being here, just community members. It's a city, it's our city, and we got to take ownership of it. We can't sit behind a keyboard next door and cry about it. Selena Day was a success. Thank you to the community that came out. Thank you to the PD, the fire, and everybody out there. It was just beautiful. As you know, a Latino, she was one of our icons that we had. She crossed over both English and Spanish and made us feel, you know, like that we can be somebody. So it was really beautiful to have all the community out there celebrating. And you know, we got it approved for Food Truck Friday, so we're about to have some money. We all about to get your face painted. We might have some bouncy houses out there. So we're going crazy for Food Truck Friday. Come out for the giveaways and everything and just, you know, spend some time with the community. So that'll be the first Friday of the month. We welcome everybody, and always, you know, your city does this for you, so you don't have to go to other places. So I always appreciate Director Maxwell for doing that. Shout out to Mr. Rashmir, always supporting. Thank you, sir, for funding most of that event. Without your support, it'd have been hard. We got a spring festival coming on. We're partnering up with Unidos Dual Language School. There's going to be a whole bunch of fun stuff at the park on the 20th. And then we'll have a wellness fair where we're partnering up with our other school board member, Ms. Sabrina Hill, and just providing just wellness stuff for the community, from seniors to toddlers, nutritional resources, just a whole bunch of stuff that you'll have at the park. So that's that. And I'm sorry today, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. I'm trying to just be optimistic and nice, but I'm really just kind of, you know, as a city council member, sometimes we got to make tough decisions, but that's the job. And I'm just feeling it today. I'm sorry. And I'll be back to my regular self hopefully soon. But thank you, everybody, for being here. I love all of you. Make sure you, you know, you show love and appreciation for people. Don't wait till they're gone to say that. Not that anybody's dying. I'm just saying, I do miss Miss Langsford. She used to always be here in the crowd and always say, what's her name? Lunsford. I'm ESOL. So I do, you know, I miss her. So I hope that her and her family are well. But yeah, thank you, everybody.
Councilwoman Wells.
Yes, I was gonna save it, but with him speaking of death and all of that, I know we have an election that's going on right now. But I wanted to send my condolences to Sheriff Allen and his family. I attended his dad's service on Saturday. And one thing the pastor said is that you don't beat a man when they're down. And I wholeheartedly believe in that. You know, put aside the campaign and the differences and what you feel people are doing and what they aren't doing. At the end of the day, we're human. And we go through things, and we need you to get through those things. And so I just want to send my sincere condolences to him and his family, the sheriff department. You know, I know some of you are here, and just hold him up. And this is me not saying I'm supporting nobody. It doesn't matter, but hold him, lift him up, pray for him. Don't kick him while he's down. I had to say that. I want to say thank you, Chief. Thank you so much. We welcome you. We appreciate you. And I myself didn't get to go to all 3 interview sessions, but that last one, you made me proud. And all you had to do was speak about community policing, because I'm all about my community. So I feel like you will come in and do the job that needs to be done. And I ain't gonna tell you it's gonna be easy, you know, but we'll pray for you and give you the tools that you need to take that department to where it can be taken to. So thank you so much. Felicia Davis, thank you so much for being who you are. Thank you for understanding that we work and serve the citizens of Forest Park first and foremost, and that it doesn't mean we don't support anything else. We just want to make sure that the people here get what they need and get what they deserve, you know, first and foremost. So thank you for speaking on that. Mr. Rashmir of Rumors, and I ain't gonna be long, but I have a little list, you know, but I just want to thank you. Because when the council voted to take the events away from the community, you stepped up as your dad would have, so that the events could go on. And events, Forest Park Day was actually one of the biggest since I've been in office. And, you know, I know sometimes we don't want to vote on certain things. Well, not me, because if it's about the community, I don't care whose name is on it. But you have elected officials that put their name on signs all over the place. And I feel like something was taken away from the community because I initiated it. And it wasn't fair, but it say more about others. We're having a good meeting. I'm gonna keep it positive, but I'm just gonna say, it's all about the community. I appreciate you so much, Jonathan, for stepping up when others step down. I appreciate you. With that said, Fun Fridays will begin the third Friday in June. We have a live band, a nice DJ. You come out there and we have food trucks, bouncy houses for the kids, all because this is what the community wants and this is what the community needs. So that will begin the third Friday of June. May 20th, we're having Forest Park. I'm having a Forest Park reunion. And that's for anybody who went to elementary, middle, high school here. The departments, I'm inviting y'all out because we're playing softball, kickball, come out and get your butts kicked. So we gonna compete and we gonna have a good time, and that's what it's about. So with all that said, thank y'all so much for coming out. I hope y'all have a blessed night and pray for somebody. Pray for somebody because somebody needs prayer. Have a good night.
Councilman Mears.
I too want to congratulate the new police chief. Look forward to working with him in the community. And I want to apologize to the people of the city for being absent. Last week, I was MIA because of I couldn't get the technical people to get a microphone into the bathroom in time.
Yes.
So I felt like that I would better off serve the movement of the meeting by missing, But anyway, I take my job seriously, and I just want to apologize to everybody for not being here, and that doesn't happen very often. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, I echo the sentiments of my colleagues and Chief Chris. I welcome you to the city of Forest Park. Believe it or not, everything prior to this part was easy. So now it's time to roll up your sleeves and do the job that I know that you can do. And so you have the support of the mayor and council to fully execute your position. And so I thank you for being here. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge Deputy Chief Johnson for stepping up, being our interim or stepping in that space while we did not have a chief. So round of applause for Deputy Chief Johnson. Thank you so much.
Okay, and I do want to thank Dr. Anderson. Is there anything you want to say while you're here, ma'am? Oh, come up to the mic, please. And I love that dress. Okay.
I just want to say to you all, thank you all for all that you all do. You all keep saying this job is a hard job, but you know what? It's easy because you do it well. So thank you guys for all that you all do in the city of Forest Park. Thank you all for letting me work with you all. And I just want to say that you all have a wonderful, when I say a wonderful, you all have a wonderful police chief that is coming to you all. And I just want to say that, he's going to step up to the plate because I've already told him, I said, you're coming from good stock. You're coming from that sheriff's department. So you can't embarrass me. So I talked to him like he was my son and let him know you're going to do this job and you're going to do it well. But just to the citizens and everyone here, like Ms. Wells was saying, please continue to pray for everyone. Please continue to lift everyone up. We need that. And we're trying to move Clayton County forward. So all of the negativity, all of the things that come at us, I understand. And I want us to all start working together.
Yes.
Our job is to work together to move this community forward.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're going to do from District 1, 2, 3, and 4 all across Clayton County. We deserve better. Our citizens deserve better, and we are giving them better. And I commend you all for everything that you do. I love y'all, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Amen. I love that. Thank you. Okay, Hector.
Sorry, y'all. I forgot to say that I will be attending the senior prom.
Here.
And I will be wearing a hat, probably a fitted, but I'll have a hat on my head. And also, I just wanted to shout out the Forest Park soccer team for making it to the playoffs. So great job, Panthers.
Thank you. Now, is there a motion to recess the regular meeting and enter into executive session for personnel, litigation, real estate, or legal matters? Councilman Antoine, is there a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Wells, all in favor? Opposed? All right, thank you. We shall return. That's all? Oh, wait. Who we missing? Oh, the sheriff is here. Is there a motion to adjourn the executive session and reconvene into our regular meeting?
So moved.
That was Councilwoman James. Is there a second?
Second.
That was Councilwoman Wells. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. Now, there are several motions to consider as we have come out of executive session. The first, I will ask for a motion to approve the termination of our city manager pursuant to his contract.
So moved.
That was Councilwoman Wells. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilwoman James, any further discussion? Councilwoman James,
Yes.
Councilman Antoine? Well, I was opening up for. Talking to your microphone, please.
Taking the right, saying doing the right thing at the wrong time is always wrong. Let me say it again. Doing the right thing at the wrong time is always wrong. I was not in favor of this. We got a great city manager. And I am support on the transition, but I did not vote for this. Thank you.
Councilman Gutierrez?
You know, as a leader, we have to make decisions in life that are hard, and separate our emotions from them. And I really, I wasn't in support of this at first, but I was really looking at it with my personal relationship bias. If the majority of the elected body don't want you in a space, then we're not gonna succeed as a city. So the mission and my job here is to make sure that we succeed as a city. And my colleagues, we disagree respectfully, nothing's personal ever with you all. If that's the way we want to go, then I'm going to agree with the majority. I think the decision is what it is. And I wish Dr. Cooper the best. Extremely thankful for his time here. He is an amazing leader, and I'll refer him to any city that he needs to go to. I think, he's a rocket ship, and he's going to do really good wherever he ends up. So thank you, Dr. Cooper.
Councilman Wells?
Yes. Yeah, we do have to make some tough decisions. And, I know I may put on a little tough coat every now and then, have a little thick skin, but I have a heart at the end of the day. But I also serve the people and I serve my community. And I want what's best for my community. And just like the residents hold me accountable, we have to hold our city manager accountable. So it's unfortunate, and it's not all bad. Just because we have to let someone go doesn't mean everything was all bad. It's just we want to move in a different direction. And I feel like the city has a lot of growing to do. We're on a great path. We're growing. Council's getting a little better, and we need someone to hold our directors accountable so that we can give our residents and our employees the best of the best. And so I appreciate Dr. Cooper. I thank you so much for doing what you did. And again, it's just unfortunate, but I did support it. It's no secret. I don't mind explaining my vote or why I made a decision. I just feel like things can be better and things will be better.
Councilman Mears?
I too would like to thank Dr. Cooper. I have mixed emotions about this. I went along and agreed with the councilors in general, because you would think 6 heads is better than 1. And I think he's done a good, exceptional job to this point. But moving forward with it, in the position that Forest Park is in its new growth, the council decided that we needed to make a change. And I just wish the best for Dr. Cooper. And I too would recommend him anywhere, anytime. He's served me well in my capacity. And that's all I need to say. Thank you.
I will call for the vote. Councilwoman James?
Yes.
Councilman Antoine? Councilman Gutierrez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wells?
Yes.
And Councilman Mears?
Yeah.
Motion to appoint James Shelby as our interim city manager. Is there a motion to approve this item?
So moved.
Councilwoman Wells, is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilwoman James, any further discussion? Councilwoman James?
Discussion or
Yeah,
vote?
discussion. Councilman Antoine? No, this is discussion. Okay, Councilman Gutierrez, Councilwoman Wells?
Well, can we just let the people know, as far as the transition, and like we'll only have an interim for,
Well,
Well, you gotta-
we still got a couple more. Yes.
Clarification on the. I wanted to get clarification on the motion to, so that it includes the authorization for the mayor to sign an interim contract.
Yes. Okay,
okay.
and Councilman Mears. All right, thank you. Now, is there a motion?
You need a vote.
Oh, I'm sorry, Councilwoman James?
Yes.
Councilman Antoine? Councilman Gutierrez? Councilwoman Wells?
Yes.
And Councilman Mears. All right, thank you. Is there a motion to approve a resolution designating Ricky Clark as our sole finalist?
So
So moved.
moved.
That was Councilwoman Wells. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilwoman James. Any further discussion? Councilwoman James?
No discussion.
Councilman Antoine? Councilman Gutierrez? Councilman Gutierrez?
What do they call it when you snatch like an Yes.
That's not the case. Councilwoman Wells?
Yes, I'm, just to support my vote. I support Ricky Clark. I know what he's done for the city of Jonesboro. I know the vision that we have for the city of Forest Park, and I don't think we could choose a better candidate. So,
And Councilman Mears?
Yes, I've known Ricky back ever since I've been on council, 8, 9 years. I knew him a little before that, and he'll do a good job. I hope he's stern and got a stiff upper lip, and he can move us forward. Thank you.
Thank you. I will call for the vote. Councilwoman James?
Yes.
Councilman Antoine? Councilman Gutierrez? Just count. Councilwoman Wells? It was yes.
yes.
And that was yes for Councilwoman Wells and Councilman Mears. All right, thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
That was Councilwoman James. There's a second by Councilwoman Wells. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Here. Sheriff Allen A.